Okay, for this complex if, I just created the circuit. I'm not going to explain it because it's basically combining the circuits that we have already worked with. In this case, I am connecting three LEDs, a red one, a blue one, a yellow one. So from left to right, yellow, blue, red, and I am using a potentiometer. In this case, the connections are for the yellow one, I plug in 13, the blue one in 12, and the red one in 11. And my potentiometer is plugged to A0. Everything else that you see is just part of the circuit that you already know how to complete. The idea of the video is in the code. Okay, now I just prepared this part of code, which is what you supposedly know how to do already, which is basically state everything that you have to use. In this case, the yellow, the blue, the red LED, they are plugged to 13, 12, and 11. The potentiometer that is plugged to A0, and of course the variable reading, which is the reading of the potentiometer. Then in the void setup, I just set all the actuators, which are all three LEDs, these three. And I define my sensor, which is the potentiometer, and I also said that I'm going to use the serial monitor. So what I want you to take a look at is to the code, and for that I just prepared this file. In this notepad, I wrote in my own words the way I want the program to work. So I have four conditions. As you can see, I have four if cases. The first condition says that if my potentiometer is all the way on the left or all the way on the right, all three LEDs should go on, but blinking, all three blinking. On the left, only the yellow one, in the middle, only the yellow and the blue one, on the right, all three LEDs, so you can see like the difference. And the nodes, I already tested my potentiometer and I saw that if I have the potentiometer all the way on the left, the reading will be more than 1000. If you remember, it goes like from 0 to 1023. So all left will be 1000 in my case, and all right will be less than 5. Those are the measures that I can get using this code that I already prepared. So what I need to explain in this video is how to go from this to this using the code. So to start, the first thing I need to do is read the potentiometer. I need to know where is the shaft of the potentiometer. So I will go with the first condition, which is this one. If the potentiometer is all the way on the left or all the way on the right, all three LEDs should go on. So I'm gonna start. If I open and close the parentheses, and I'm gonna say if reading is, I said that all left is more than 1000. So if reading is more than 1000, and I'm gonna use the symbol for OR. In the code, symbol for OR is this one. These two lines that you see here, you write that typing on the key that is on the left of number 1, above tab and left number 1. This means OR. So I'm gonna say if reading is more than 1000 or reading is less than 5, then something should happen. So I wrote here this. If the potentiometer is all the way on the left or all the way on the right. That's what I wrote. Now I have to say that all three LEDs should go on, but blinking. So the way I'm going to say that will be using a digital right, and I'm gonna start by using yellow LED high. So I'm gonna copy and paste this 3 times, and I only have to change the name of the variable. So I'm gonna say yellow, blue, red. All of them should go on. I'm gonna say that for approximately, I don't know, 200 milliseconds. And I need them to blink, so I need to turn them off after that. So I'm gonna copy this instruction, and then I'm gonna turn them off. So instead of high, they will be low. And the same for 200 milliseconds. So what I did here was to transform this instruction into code. So I said that if my reading is all the way on the left, which means more than 1000, or using these two things, or all the way on the right, which is less than 5, then the all three LEDs should blink. I already completed my first if case. Now I have to say, I have to state these three. So let's continue. My if, that if is being closed here, so I need to create a new one. So if, and I have to state if potentiometer is on the left. So I have to determine that the range of my potentiometer goes from, like, let's say 0 to 1000. So I'm going to consider left from 1000, because all left is 1000. So I'm gonna say that if the number is between 1000 and, I don't know, 666, that will be my left. So I'm gonna say, okay, if reading is less than 1001, because it's 1000 or less, and reading is more than 666. So this is my way to say that the potentiometer is on the left, because the reading is between 1001, that means is less than 1001, but more than 666. So that means it is on one of the sides. And the instruction says that only the yellow goes on. So I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna turn on the yellow LED, but the other two will remain off. So I'm gonna say that here I said that only the yellow will go on under this condition. Basically, I translated all this into all this. Then I'm gonna go with the next condition. So I'm gonna type it from the scratch again. I'm gonna say that if potentiometer is in the middle would be, if I said here that 666, that means that in the middle it should be a number between 333 and 666. So that's what I need to analyze, and that's what I need to write here. So if reading is more than, no, let's start on less than. If reading is less than 667, because it starts in 666, and reading is more than 333, then and I'm gonna copy this one because I need these two. Let's take a look to the file. It says that yellow and blue go on, so yellow and blue are going on, and I have to turn off the red one. So I said that if my reading is in the middle, a number between 667 and 333, I should turn on yellow and blue. And then I will write the last condition, which will be if reading should be less than 334, and those symbols are and, reading is more than, and I said that all the way on the right is 5, so I have to say 5 or more. So if reading is more than 4, then what should happen? It says that all 3 LEDs remain on. So I'm gonna take this one and paste it here. Basically, as you can see, I'm trying to be really organized with this code so you can understand it better. Here is my first condition, this one, when it goes blinking. Here's my second condition in this one, only the yellow goes on, then these two go on, and then all 3 are going on. What I need to make sure is that I understand these values, that I know what is the value that the potentiometer will give me whenever it's on the position that I want. And based on that, we're gonna test the code. Okay, so here I have the circuit and the code is ready. I'm going to plug the Arduino. And by default, it starts working. But what I need you to be attentive to, I need you to check is this. When I open the serial monitor, well, I already uploaded the program into the Arduino, as you can see. So when I open the serial monitor, it is displaying that the number is 1023. Since 1023 is more than 1000, that's why all three LEDs are blinking at the same time. But I'm gonna start moving this so you can see how the number in the reading changes. And now the number is 920, let's say. And since 920 is between 1000 and 666, only the yellow goes on. Then I'm gonna move it a little bit more so it will be in the middle. And I'm gonna leave it here at 520. 520 is between 333 and 666, and because of that it executes the second instruction. And finally, I'm gonna go to the red one. The red one is a number bigger than 5 but less than 333. That's why all three are going on. But as you can see, in the first instruction I use the command OR, and the command OR should work for all the way on the left, which is working at 1023, and also in all the way on the right. As you can see, all the way on the right is 0, so it blinks no matter where it is. So following that, you can actually follow where is the shaft of the potentiometer pointing. You just have to understand how the variables work, and in that way you can program your own if conditionals however you want.